Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome to a best of 3 between Rogue and Cure. And these guys are capable of providing bangers. In particular, Rogue is capable of providing bangers. There are very little Rogue-like players. We have actually no one that plays quite like him. He's just a beast. He is a player that is very aggressive early to mid game at times, and other times just kind of rushes into a late game scenario. He's a treat to watch due to his unit control, decision making. I'm personally a huge fan of his playstyle, and I think he's not necessarily a player that tends to create a lot of like the greatest game of the year or the game of the decade, but if I were to probably like rate my top 50 games of the past year, it wouldn't surprise me if Rogue is in like a solid 20 or 25% of them. Like, he's had so many cool late games with his Mass Changeling style. I've seen really cool high drone aggression coming out of him as well, in ZVP in particular. There's just a lot of things where he approaches the game differently from other players. He's just a different beast. It's cool to watch. I feel like Solar has been kind of westernized in a way, where he's a bit more like the European Zerg, like a solid early game, follow it up with kind of stable aggression. Solar's the type of guy that likes doing the same thing again and again, and Rogue more switching it up. Pew, he's here, bam, he's there, boom, he's freaking everywhere. Rogue. Dun, 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 dun. All right. We get Metabolic Boost coming out here. I'm secretly hoping for some Spire play as well. I've been hearing big things about the Spire in Terran versus Zerg. I think it's 5 seconds faster on the Spire, and the 50-50 cheaper as well. Ooh, here we go with a neat little grenade. Lings are waiting to surround this army though, so it's not going to happen. And everyone's got 5 seconds on the Spire. What does it matter? The Zergs have been very positive about this change for Zerg versus Terran. They say, well, this feels like a huge difference. It actually does feel like a huge difference. So if there's one player that's capable of making Mutas work, it is going to be Rogue. He loved playing it even when they were considered not very viable. As his Liberator is running in, it's going to set up in a position where I don't think it can attack anything but the Queens. Because you require vision nowadays. Look at that. The Liberator doesn't have full vision of the circle anymore, so in past times this would have worked, but right now it doesn't. Spore is going to siege up, is going to clear this lip, or at least try to clear that lip. Barely managed to survive with 46 HP. Hellions running by as well. This was 6 Hellion Liberator against a quick Carapace rush. No lair quite yet. I was going to say no hive, but there's also no hive. It is a correct statement. But there's also no lair quite yet, which is a little bit worrying, and it does throw a wrench into my Muta dreams. It ruins it. It absolutely does. Okay, Lings are gonna move in. Queen gets taken out. Second Liberator arrives on the scene. 8 drone kills overall. Fort base going down in the line formation. And this has just been a highly successful set of trades here. In my mind, at least. 9 drone kills. How many Lings do we still have remaining? 6 Lings remaining, so a bunch of those also went down. I think this is completely fine. It felt like Cure didn't deal enough damage, but now it felt like he probably dealt a little bit too much damage, and I wonder if Rogue can, go into a standard mid game from here on out. Carapace, second Evo. I bet we're gonna see a second Carapace come in as well over here. So we have a Fort base coming up towards the bottom right side. Hydra then, Infestation Pit. Okay, so we have 2 options on the table right now. Could be range upgrade. Could also be melee upgrade. If it's range upgrade, this could potentially go into like a lurker follow-up. Okay, that's what we're doing. Ling, Hydra, Infestor. Because we don't have a Baneling nest yet. And if it was Banelings, I would have expected melee upgrades here. So this is definitely a switch up. Most definitely a switch up, as the Lings were ready, once again in position to say hello to these cars. Overlord's gonna die on the far right side. But it's okay to lose your Overlord if you get viable or big scouting information. This OV is definitely gonna die. This bad boy will move towards the right. Rogue is very precise when it comes to these types of things. Like, he'll always try to save as much as he can. Queen's now moving in forward. Don't forget, upgrade lead in the hands of our Zerg player. This is rare. But it is what's happening right now. 13 more seconds until 1-1 finishes up. We need about 40 more seconds for combat shield. Hive is on the way. Are we going to see a lurker den coming down? I'd expect a lurker den to go down right now. It is also possible to run into ultras with this. So you play Ling, Hydra, Infestor, Ultra. But that's not going to be the case. We're going to go for lurkers here. And lurker is kind of this stabilizing unit that if you're rogue, you probably want to get out. Because the moment you stabilize, means you can go into a late game. And whenever rogue gets into a late game, he feels pretty freaking unbeatable. Ooh, Lings do manage to sneak into the natural right now. Lings running in, pulling back. 70 drones total is a fairly low number. And Cure actually taking a bit of a supply lead while the fort base goes down. Hasn't started 2-2 yet, by the way. His 1-1 finished about a minute ago, so that is a serious mistake. And it makes this push a lot more all-in than I think it has to be. We start 2-2 right now. There's a bunch of Hellbats out, which are great against Hydra Ling. Without any Banelings, this army is going to be real tough to fight against. Fungal's gonna come down, hits about nothing. 4 Marines and a Hellbat. Hydras are being pushed back here as well. Left side base is going to be under heavy fire too as a tank. And about 14 Marines show up. This is going to be a big W here for Cure. These fights are looking fantastic. Yes, +2 carapace has finished up. But, well, actually, +2 carapace pretty freaking strong. There you go. Right side base manages to survive, but 70 workers to 72. Left side base gets taken out, so we're now going into a situation with even base count, superior worker count as well for Cure. That is not what you want as a Zerg player, as the first 5 lurkers are coming out. Seismic Spines is on the way as well. And I am waiting to see where this is going to go. Are we going to get our Niduses down? I think the answer so far is going to be no. Like, how the hell are you going to afford a Nidus if you're mining off of 4 base, 74 workers? It's going to be near impossible. 5 queens moving to the main base, extra spores being added in as well. We see Rogue afraid of a drop. 5th base not coming down quite yet. The extra barracks are being constructed. Once 2-2 finishes up, I think Cure is going to have a pretty realistic shot of killing his opponent. And before 2-2, it's going to be tough. 5th base gets cancelled another time. Creep spread is looking absolutely pathetic. These are the situations, though, in which I think Rogue absolutely shines. When he looks... Oh, this is good. This is good. They're going to be on hold fire here. I can almost 90% guarantee that for you. There you go. Look at this. Oh! What's that? 3 tanks? 2 tanks? 15 Marines? He just dropped freaking 30 supply. 30-40 supply. Rogue now in a massive supply lead. Instantly sends all of his lurkers across the map. Is going to deal with this by sending Ling Hydra towards the right side. And just sends everything across the map. Bar these Lings. Because Lings can quickly move across if they ever need to. Seismic Spines is done right now as well. We get a single lurker harassing over on this fort base. Lings will take care of this 1-1 Marine group for now. As the lurkers siege up over at the third. This game switched so freaking fast. 1 hidden move out of Rogue. And just like that, Cure's going to be in a world of trouble. Lurkers are not even under attack here right now. As this base is going to get blasted. Forced to lift off. Single tank here to defend this area. Marines trying to move in further forward. At the same time, the lurker up here is dealing a lot of damage. And Cure down 20 workers. Cure is down when it comes to the overall supply as well. And despite there not being a 5th base, the mining is heavily in favor right now of Rogue. Rogue does really need a 5th base, by the way. Let's take a look at the oversaturation that we've got going on. 15 out of 12, and a couple more of these patches are going to disappear soon. And this is 17 out of 16. Okay, it's actually not as bad as I thought it was, but we have all 4 patches here about to die. So we're actually going to get some pretty major oversaturation. 5th base is going to be essential in fixing that. So another Ling run by comes in. SCVs are going to get cleared once more rapidly. 4 SCVs go down, 6 SCVs go down, and the Lings get pulled back. Do we have any lurkers here on the right side? You know what's scary as well here for Cure? Is that every single time you're moving off creep, kind of in this hallway or in the middle of the map, you're going to feel forced to scan now. Because you know this is a trick that Rogue likes to use. And even if you scan, like, if Rogue is quick enough, he's still going to catch you. Like, it's not like you get the lurkers for free if there's 3-4 lurkers. I really wonder if he's going to blind scan this area. It wouldn't surprise me. Okay, he's just going to straight up stim through. High ground is being held by these lurkers. Not a single tumor even goes down as the links move towards the top right side. I'd love to see burrow on these links. Gonna get a major lurker run by right now on towards the left. A couple of decent hits. Unburrows everything, moves further forward. It's gonna be capable of blasting some of these depots at least. That is something. Yeah, no burrow quite yet. +1 melee coming in, and we see a switch into centrifugal hooks. 2 lurkers on the high ground is going to be good enough against a marine force this size. Left side under heavy fire. 5th base is done, but it can be morphed into a planetary. 5th base is also done for Rogue, and it actually is mining. Do we have Vipers yet? No Vipers. This is something that I've seen Rogue do frequently, is where he makes it kind of easy for himself, where he just won't get any real spellcasters, maybe like an occasional infestor or something, and then he focuses more on army movement. And army movement is much easier if you don't have to think too much about expensive casters that are kind of the key component of your army. Nidus is finished up. I think we have 2 Nidus networks. No, just a single Nidus network for now. Hydra Lunge is available. Yeah, there we go. Nanomuscular Swell. Research has finished up. This base is being lifted. The first Nidus is going to go down in the main base. A couple of Marines are already in position as well. I don't know what managed to build this. Is there like a changeling somewhere here, or how did that work? Must have been a changeling in there, as this Overlord is now going to move forward. Bunch of Marines just kind of idling here on the top side. We have a heavy reliance on Marines still. At this stage in the game, for Cure is not really what you want. You're going to be moving into higher Ghost count, higher Marauder counts, Liberators as well. It's not really what we're seeing at the moment. Sixth base being taken for Rogue as well. As the game has calmed down a little bit. For the first time in a couple of minutes that Cure is getting some breathing room. Orbital moves over as well. Things are going to move to try and kill some of these tanks. Can they get the split-offs in time? Oh, actually 2 tanks might end up falling. Just going to get a single one in the end as the Ghosts come and save the rest. 88 drones for Rogue. 65 workers for Cure. Does have a pretty decent setup. Snipes coming in. 2 lurkers go down before the fight really starts. Liberators are going to get taken out here as well. Overseer's falling. Cloak is not available though, so although killing Overseers is fun, it's not going to be the end of the world here for Rogue. Liberator gets taken out. 23 Banelings. 2 lurkers. And a double Overlord. And double Nidus Worms as well, or Nidus Network. So we can double Nidus Worm into the main base. Is there actually anything in there? Not really. I think these 2 lurkers might try to go in there. So we're going to see the double Nidus Worm. We've seen fake Nidus Worms a lot in the past as well. We shouldn't forget about that. Is there people just go in with the Nidus Worm and you force a response out of the Terran and you don't pull anything out. But I mean, this is just like 10 supply. It's not going to be big enough. So you get a couple of snipes here on that lurker. Right side base is going to turn into the 5th. Not having a planetary there, that was very painful. It means it's going to be susceptible to Ling run-bys, Lurker run-bys, Baneling drive-bys, Hydra run-bys, Nidus Worms, drone pools into the base. Yeah, anything, you name it. She's not defended. Scout is going to confirm the lack of a planetary here. And that means this is going to be a major liability now for Cure. Like, he'll need to have units there to defend. His sensor tower coverage is simply not good enough. And he will be relying mainly on scans. And this is a very big scan. Hydroling Bane's going to attack the left side. No! Turns around, goes towards the right. Ooh, Rocks get sniped. Well done. Really neat move there out of Cure. Some good in-the-moment decision-making. But here comes the Ling run by. You're out of position for a second. Forced to lift off. Good split off, though, with some forces towards that right side. Does not take any major damage. Neither on the CC nor on the SCVs. These rocks are going to get cleared. And then, oh my god, we have a bunch of freaking lurkers in the main base. I didn't even realize that. Cure seems to be much more aware of that than I am. So while all of that was going on, Cure managed to scramble a defense together in his main base as well. Another scan, ideally. So the gold base has now been taken. We're going to get a split off towards the right side. This is such an issue. This is going to be such an issue here for Cure. So, oh, Get another Nidus Worm that's going to come out. As the Hydras now pop out in the main base. I think more units need to be sent into the main to deal with this threat. Just Liberators are not going to be capable of dealing with it due to the existence of these Hydras. At the same time, we have a major split off towards the top side. A couple of Hydras to kill this Liberator would be huge. But Rogue also wants to defend his own gold base. As the Banelings start connecting with Marines, they start connecting with the Ghosts. And this was a fantastic fight here for the Zerg player, who has stuff absolutely everywhere. There's a Knight is in the natural, Knight is in the main. There's Lings attacking the top right side base, while simultaneously winning this thing as well. Burrowed Ling over on the 5th, as we now have some forces moving over there. Hydras being split off to deal with this Liberator. Very precise playing. That is how Rogue tends to win his late games, with very precise movement. Solid splits all around, always making the right decisions when it comes to these unit splits. This base is barely going to stay alive here, I think. Just not enough Banelings to deal with that. Hydras will clear this particular orbital, so that 3 Hydra split not only kills the Liberator, also kills that CC. Still a Ling burrowed over here. Going to need to use a scan to deal with that. Main base orbital has also died, by the way. So Cure is just generally in a terrible spot right now. It is 103 army supply to 116. But I think this army is so big that I don't really see a way for Cure to fight this. Like, without him just losing majority of his own forces. And there we go, Banelings do get some good connections. More Banelings now rolling in further forward. GG gets called. Rogue wins game number 1 in this best of 3. I feel like this is such a common Rogue pipeline as well. Like, you start on the top, you're kind of even going into a mid game. Then he gets blasted at some point. Like, Cure was in a phenomenal spot there. 4 base versus 4 base, 76 workers to 76 workers. And then you get the little lurker trick and boom, he freaking pounces on there. The moment he gets those lurkers out, it really does feel like Rogue is almost impossible to beat. Well, not impossible to beat, like, he just becomes so freaking strong. Like, this was Rogue without creep, 4 base. Like, it was just such a bad situation all around. The only real advantage he had was his upgrade advantage. Nothing else was advantageous for him in that particular situation. So I'm looking at that, I'm thinking to myself, man, what you gonna do, you know? What you gonna do? There's nothing you can do about that. It's freaking sick. Sickening. It absolutely is sickening. Alright. Overlord's gonna start moving across a little bit further. Wants to get that scouting information. A couple of CCs in the main base. Factory coming down as well. Hatchery, metabolic boost. Standard opener here. Nothing too weird in my mind. This Reaper's going to jump into the natural. See if we can deal some damage. Double Overlord? What the hell is this? I think it's a misclick is what it is. Double Overlord is not very standard. It's not considered to be correct by anyone. And I think Rogue will look at it and be like, yeah, double Ovi, that's what I wanted. I guess that kind of second queen or his third queen right now. Second queen on the natural or second queen in the main. He has an absolute misclick. It happens to the best, of course. It's going to make the early game a little bit worse for him. He's going to lose a bit of time on that second inject in the main base. Let's see what he'll do downstairs though with the double queen. Cure meanwhile. Refinery before it is a fast second refinery. It is freaking Banshee, isn't it? Oh, this is so Banshee. This could be freaking Banshee with Banshee speed with how fast that refinery was. That's crazy. Queen about to finish up. These 3 drones will go into the gas and we'll see what the plans are going to be this time around, as we do have a tech lab coming in. Random Overlord not moving in yet for the scout. The first few Hellions on the way out. Yeah, we're gonna get this swap. Must be Raven. Is it Raven? No way. No. He just waited a couple of seconds with the Banshee to make us feel like it could be Raven. High tier player. One of my favorite type of mind games is mind gaming the observers, because it has no real in-game purpose, except confusing the hell out of people watching this. Okay, it's actually going to be Hyperflight Rotor. There's no way I called that on the base of the gas timing. That is pure luck. So usually you get the gas at like 307, 308, but he got it at 303. And I know this because this is I'm a sucker for build orders. And I feel like Cure is as well. So there are some players that don't care so much about like the particular timing of everything. You know, as long as it's somewhat accurate, that's all good. But I've watched Cure play before, and he tends to have pretty precise build orders. It's the same with Gumiho. Gumiho's build orders tend to be very precise too. So whenever something changes in a standard build order with Gumiho or Cure, it usually indicates there's a change from the standard. The standard is Cloak, then the non-standard is going to be Hyperflight Rotor. So it's like, Hyperflight Rotor, for the people that don't know, is 25 more. So 25 more minerals, 25 more gas. But the limiting factor with Banshee builds always is the gas. So if you want that, you probably want slightly faster second gas. And he's going to go into mech as well. That is actually really cool. I think it's one of the weaknesses that Rogue has as well. I think it's much harder to make kind of comebacky plays against mech, which means that his mid game actually needs to be very solid. And that seems to be the one area where Rogue seriously struggles. Like I said, his late game is fantastic. His mid game is his... it's not fantastic. Like, yeah, it just is not fantastic. Let's just call a spade here. It's not as good as it should be. Double Banshee's gonna start moving out. Baneling Nest on the way. I wonder how comfortable Rogue feels making the mech call just by seeing Hyperflight Rotors. So, I hardly ever see Hyperflight Rotors used without mech. But of course it is possible. It's just not very likely. Here we go. Attack on the drones. 4 drones go down. So if he makes a confident call on this being mech, he should cancel the Baneling Nest. Maybe even cancel Carapace. And then go for range melee, Roach Warren, fast infestation pit. Okay, we do get the fast infestation pit. If this is a range upgrade behind this, then I feel like he just didn't want to cancel the Carapace. But the Baneling Nest is what confuses me as well. And we're seeing Baneling speed. So this is going to go into an Ultra Rush, which is great against Bio Openers. Not quite as good against Hellion, Banshee, Cyclone. So another drone's going to get taken out here. I think Rogue is severely misreading what's happening in this game. But we're going to get... Yeah, okay. This is the confirmation. +2 Carapace is a complete misread. You don't want Carapace upgrades against mech. You want attack upgrades. Because the damage output of mech units is so high that... just do it percentage-wise, right? Marines, they attack many times, very quickly. And they have fairly low attack. So getting a single Carapace upgrade might lower their attack output by, 16% or 20%, depending on the upgrades. So it's like a pretty big deal percentage-wise. Like their DPS gets decreased by quite a bit. But if you have these units that shoot once every 1.5 seconds and their damage output is like freaking 50, then like having +1 armor just doesn't do as much and you want attack upgrades. I mean, Rogue is absolutely just misreading this situation. And this is going to set him up for a god-awful mid-game. And it's already not his best stage of the game. Creep is barely not connected towards that 5th base. This 5th base could be a pretty big deal. There is a chance that Cure doesn't believe that someone would take such a risky 5th base and as a result doesn't go there. Like, that could be something. That actually could be something. It would be a fortunate situation here for Rogue, who will still need to connect this eventually. I mean, now, this is just so tough. If he gets this around, it would be a big deal. Banelings are going to connect. Cyclone's also falling. There's no Banshees nearby to help out. Cure actually stopped after the initial 2 Banshees. And all of these Cyclones are going to end up falling. Infestors coming out. We still have no Roach Warren. We do have Neural Parasite. And we have Cure with sustained Hellion Cyclone production right now. Working with double reactor, triple tech lab. Going up to how many factories? 8 factories. Is this correct? Double reactor. Yeah, double reactor. I wonder if we get a 3rd reactor here. Oh, triple reactor, 5 tech lab. Interesting. I feel like a lot of the time in these types of situations we see 2 reactor, 6 tech lab, but a very heavy reliance here on Hellions. And Rogue is just going to continue his road towards Ultras. I am so curious to see how this is going to work out. Because I haven't seen this really before. Like Ling Bane Ultra against pure mech. Because tanks are really good against Ultras. Hellion Cyclone is just fantastic against Ling Bane. Like Hellions are fantastic against anything that's just Ling based. So we often see like Ravager Bane Viper or something along these lines. Ravager Bane or like Roach Infestor initially. We're gonna get a big counter attack here. I love this. There's no Banelings with it. Oh, these units moving out of position could be quite painful. Things are going to start running in. Depot lift is in time. Can he get the surround on this? I think he can, but the Hellions are already coming in, so it's not going to be good enough. 4 Cyclones might end up falling. 1 does. 1 out of 4. We get a quick burrow over here into the 3rd base as well. Wonder if Kuro was paying attention to that. I don't think he was. But this is the stage of the game where I think Rogue starts becoming extremely powerful again once, you know, get your run-bys in. I just don't love his army composition. That is my main issue with what he's doing right now. Is that his army composition just seems to be lacking a certain pizzazz. Fungal, of course, could help quite a lot. Here we go. Fungal number 1 kind of misses. Fungal number 2 misses. Fungal number 3 is a big fat hit. 4 is a big fat hit in the middle of all of this as well. Banelings are going to connect with this army. Ultra's going to continue chasing as the Lynx unburrow at the same time onto the 3rd base. And why was I worried about Rogue? We should have been worried. Well, actually, Kira managed to survive. Gets a kill as well on this base. He's going to lose all of this though, isn't he? Helbet's in the front, dealing a lot of damage. No Banelings to help out. Ultra flank comes in. 2-2 upgrades. I was wondering, how the hell do these Cyclones stay alive for so long? Well, it's the vehicle plating that's putting in a lot of work over here. Actually continuing into carapace upgrades is crazy work. This is actual crazy work. And we got tanks coming in right now as well. 5th base is being set up. Economically, this feels kind of weird. Like, it's okay. It's just not as good as I would like it to be for Rogue due to his low base count. Like, he has a lot of workers, there's not a lot of bases, and he's actually losing a lot of workers right now. This is not a good defense. 17 workers going down, couple more Hellions also falling. Do we get the lift on the depot? No, we don't. Do we get the lift on the depot? Yes, we do. Gonna get a couple of burrows here. I mean, that much is obvious to most people. Typical Rogue fashion is going to burrow 4, 5, 6 links. Up, there we go. And I think as Cure, you just have to scan. Like, you know there's going to be burrows. We're going to get a burrow in the main base as well. 1 scan in the net, 1 scan in the main. And Cure is going to take care of that as he continues pumping Liberators, tanks, Hellbats. Up to 11 tanks right now. Completely stopping Cyclone production. We get another orbital out. There's this planetary over on the 5th base is going to secure this area. I think the 6th is not super important yet. I don't know what our saturation looks like. 6 doesn't seem to be necessary, but soon it might be. Couple of patches running a little bit lower, but some over here also running a bit lower. This also is quite low. So yeah, 6 is going to... This base becomes important now. It can't really die for free anymore, but... Oh, here we go. Depot lift is in time. I mean, this is going to be nothing. Absolute nothing burger over here. So this tank is going to end up dying, barely, but dying nonetheless. 3 links burrow. Cures quick, sees it, shoots it. Good sensor tower coverage in the middle. This blockade is still working for him as well. As he now starts moving out onto the map with 12 tanks against Lingbane Ultra. 0 Vipers in the mix, which is actually a major issue. One thing we could see is Neural Parasite burrow. And I think that is going to be a part of his plan. I just don't really see it succeeding. So, ooh, Ultra Bane here is coming in. Love that. Ling Run by also coming in at the same time. Also love that. 3rd base is somewhat vulnerable as this base is going to go end up dying. Maybe the middle base is still a viable target too. Link's attacking the 3rd. I love this. Rogue says, hey, if you're moving out with all of your units, what does that mean for your defenses? Does it mean that you have nothing at home? And it does seem to mean that pretty much. Banelings are going to roll in, kill all of these SCVs. At the same time, we get a fight over here. Banelings rolling in defensively as well. Army supply 119 to 104. It's not like Rogue has a crazy bank, but he's expanding towards the left and the top right. So his plan is still here to eventually start mining again. Like, he's significantly outmining his opponent in this moment. Where are the infestors? Okay, they're still burrowed underground. 6 mutas? What? Is he joking? I think a Greater Spire wouldn't even be such a bad call. I don't understand the mutas at all. There's 2 Vikings, 6 Liberators, and a single Cyclone. I think it's too much to deal with. Like, Liberators with vehicle plating are actually pretty decent. He's going to save the mutas, I guess. Cannot afford to show him. Ooh, shows the mutas, shows the mutas. A single Thor, like some extra Cyclones, is just the end of all of this. 5 more mutas coming in right now. Here comes the muta force. Let's get split off. This is such an awkward fight. This is such an awkward fight. Ultra's moving in further forward. The Liberators are going to stay alive. Like I said, the vehicle plating level 3 is so big against Mutas. Neural doesn't quite work out. He built 15 Mutas and decided to defend while outmining his opponent with a 2-to-1 ratio. Kier's going to end up winning this game. In a game like that, you do start to wonder whether Rogue potentially could have just given up that base for a bit. Maybe he didn't understand how good his eco was compared to his opponent. It's hard to say, but to me it felt like with those 2 run-bys that he's got going, like you kill both the outside bases, serious damage on the third as well. It's going to be hard to mine from there without keeping significant forces at home. I feel like your opponent is on a major timer. There's no important tech at your third base either, like at that triangle location. To me, it feels like Rogue can just kind of give that up, start mining towards the left side. Like, you're going to be outmining your opponent no matter what. Reinforcements are going to be difficult to reach the main army. I guess one of the main problems is just that there's no Greater Spire on the way. You just invested like 3k resources into freaking Mutas, and the rest of your army is infestors. I really think the Muta is an overestimation of what the Muta is in these types of scenarios without upgrades. Like, Mutas are really good with +2, +3 upgrades, but if you're fighting +3 vehicle plating Liberators, it doesn't really matter how many Mutas you have. It's also different, of course, if you manage to save up to like 30 Mutas. Then if there's like 3 Liberators, yeah, it's still going to be an absolute bloodbath. But that wasn't the case here. It was like 7 Mutas and then 5 more and then 3 more and then 2 more. So it's like, it's a bit different. Let's see what we're going to be doing over here. We get a starport out. It's going to be Hellion first, I think, before the gas even. Could indicate maybe something like a Viking or a Liberator. We have that tech lab coming down though. This is something Clem also frequently does, where he opens up with a really fast Hellion, like before the gas, and then just runs by these 2 Hellions. Like the entire purpose of these 2 Hellions is just to go in, basically, and see if you can get some damage going. That is it. That is the entire thing. And you still go Cloak behind, or you still go Banshee behind it. Sometimes Cloak, sometimes not. Bjorn's been a big fan of playing Cloakless Banshee. Get a little bit more minerals earlier on, a better flow in the build order, and we're going to see pretty big commitment here. Deep dive with these 2 Hellions and the Reaper. Even a little fight over here. There's no healing tower on this map. Once more, quick Evo chamber, so most likely going to go for that quick carapace as well. Interesting to see. Oh, Hyperflight. Wow. Okay, I just didn't expect that. I guess he just always wants to play Hyperflight. The gas timing doesn't matter at all. Here I thought I was being such a freaking genius. Even explaining my thought process to you guys. Just a gamble. I feel like one of these dudes at the casino right now that has a system. You know, it's like, nah. If the ball hits 6 times on the roulette table, and Mars is in one line with the sun, you should definitely put all in on black. He's like, all right. And then it hits black. It's like, told you so, brother. Told you so. I'm that guy. Except it is for Banshee openers out of Cure. Oh my god, I feel like such a prick right now. It's not even going to be mech either. He's actually just going to go bio from here. So it's going to be double Banshee into bio. He's clearing these rocks towards the left. It's going to make... it's going to make rotations a little bit simpler. Rogue does see this. So it's not going to surprise him a crazy amount. It's also not like this cuts down the time by a lot. It's going to be like 4 seconds or so. And it's 4 seconds that you get, you know, less to respond. Might win you a game. I think this is a mind game, by the way, out of Cure. So the mind game here is, look, I'm once again playing Hyperflight Rotors. I want you to go Roach Warren. And then boom, what shows up? The freaking Marines with Stim. Didn't expect that, did you now, prick? Did not expect that. So I wonder if we're going to see a different response. Now he just goes freaking Bailing Nest again. Dude, Rogue actually does not give a crap. Holy cow, this guy doesn't care. He actually just does not care. 10 more drones on the way. I wonder if he's going to go higher drone count because he's expecting mech. That is something that could happen. He goes like freaking 6 bases. I'm very curious. Evo chamber on the way here as well. Are we going to see it? Oh, this is a big scout. That was a huge scout, actually. He saw Marines and he saw a barracks on a reactor. So, like, you know everything. You don't need to see the extra barracks to know what the hell this is. Like, he knows this is 100% going to be bio. So we see centrifugal hooks coming out. I'd love to see a fast infestation pit again. I'm a huge fan of these big rushes into Ultralisk. And that's what we're going to be doing here as well. This is pretty high gas for Ling Bane, by the way. Usually Ling Bane is played off of like 4 gas, maybe 5 gas every now and again. But Rogue seems to be okay just going 6 gas Ling Bane. So it's going to have a lot of Banelings if he wants to. And he's already saving gas for extra upgrades, I guess, too. And for the Hive and the Infestation Pit, although he's not mining from this thing quite yet. 2 Queens move in position. Get a couple more free hits in there. Let's see if this rotation is going to do anything. Hellions move back. This is going to show up over here. Hive comes in. This base is pretty secure. This base is secure. Low worker count though. Very low worker count. The first... Okay, this is a serious push. What the hell? How many Marines is that? 34 Marines, 2 tanks, 6 Hellions. Armory is going to be there as well. So something you can do is you send your Banshees back to deal with your 3rd base. Like in case there's a run by there. And then you use your Hellions to turn into Hellbats. I think that is genuinely a very cool thing. So these Hellions are desperately trying to connect with this main army. And he's just going to morph them the moment the armory finishes up. We've seen this before, by the way, where we don't have an instant 2-2 start. Once more, doesn't seem to be the case. This is very similar to that first game. But this time there's going to be way more Banelings. Look at this run by. I mean, there's going to be Banshees, but against a run by this size, you're going to need more than just Banshees. Luckily, there is more there. There are a couple of Marines. There's a tank as well. This base is just going to be given up. Drones instantly run to the other side. A classic Rogue move. Oh no, not my base. Never mind, it's not mining. Then he kills 22 workers here as well. And then Kira is like slow pushing this thing. Look how precise he is. Like, oh, tank on the high ground and a tank right over here. Hellbat pre-split. I sent forward 14 Marines. Like, mate, there is some serious pressure on you right now to perform. And right now, you're not freaking performing. Like, this base is fully mining. You're being outmined by such a large margin that you actually need to start doing something. We have another major run by coming in. There's no Banelings defensively, which is a little bit worrying. Ultra Cavern is on the way. This tank is dealing a lot of damage. The Banelings are going to connect with all of these Marines. And I think these SCVs are going to be in a world of trouble, dude. 2 more Banelings here would deal so much damage. But this 4th base is also being taken out right now. If this 4th dies, that would be a huge deal. Because then there's really never going to be any serious eco anymore. Banelings not being morphed defensively, though, is a major problem. Carapace 2 is about to finish up here for Rogue. So it's going to be a bit of an upgrade lead. Banelings will finish morphing most likely. 3, 2, 1, and there we go. Start rolling in forward. What else can we do? Ling flank comes in over here as well. Ay, 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 ay. The Queens in the back are just shooting. These guys are once again going to go for a run by. I do not understand where Rogue gets these balls from. It's like a freaking army of 25 Marines and 2 tanks knocking at the door, and he says, I'll just send my entire army across the map. I have 1 Ultra coming in 25 seconds. That should seal the deal over here. Queens are holding on for a little bit longer here. The Lings now come in, not with a flank, which means that the tanks will stay alive, at least for a little bit, but I think... Oh, actually, Rogue. His army is pretty much non-existent right now. Dude, he's dying. 2-2 is going to finish up as well. Chitinous plating not quite done. There's 0 Marauders here. The next line of Marines is coming out. This felt like a guaranteed win, but no flank on these tanks means that they just continue shooting. 26 kills and 24 kills respectively. Ultras now come in. Both of these Banes do end up getting cleared. Chitinous plating has finished up, as well as +2 Carapace. So we do see this Ultra eventually dying, but it is strong as hell. Oh, Transfuse actually will save it. This base is completely unimportant. I don't think Rogue gives a crap about that. Meanwhile, behind this, we have triple SCV production as well. 0 Banelings. Dude, Rogue is dying. Rogue is dying. What a turn of events. Everything is being taken out over here. Marauders need to start getting produced. We only have 5 barracks, so there's no Marauder production on the extra barracks. Okay, we have triple tech labs that just got constructed. And we have a fort. Oh, that fort base did end up dying. It's being rebuilt right now. 55 workers to 69. Army supply 65 to 48. This base is still actively mining. I think what you need is a drop towards that far left side. Try and clear this base. Like, I don't think the ultra count is big enough to have very effective splits. You're going to need, I guess with 3 you can have 1 on one side, 2 on the other. Might just be good enough. Against pure marine, there's a lot of overlords that are fairly damaged. Do not want to be sending these further forward. Anabolic synthesis on the way, +3 attack on the way. For the base about to finish up. Cure still up in supply, goes for the double drop into the main. There is a spore there. Killing anabolic synthesis would be not a huge deal, but it would be a decent deal. Unless you lose all your marines in a medevac. Okay, just loses 1 medevac. Infestors makes sense to me. 7 marauders are out, but you usually want a slightly better ratio marauder to ultra, in my mind. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. It is 4-7, so I think you want at least 2.5 marauders per ultra. It's kind of my gut feeling. I don't know if there's like a guiding number, like a guideline for Terrans worldwide, where it's like, okay, I want this amount per marauder. Usually what I say with Immortals is that if I match like my Immortal count with Ultras, I'll be fine. But I don't know about this number with Marauders. I guess it's also going to depend on like the rest of the army. Hello? Lift, 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 lift! Or don't. That is really bad, actually. Gonna need to see a float on the main base towards that location, but that can turn into a planetary. Cure pretty much moved from good spot into yikes territory, which is not how you want to move majority of the time. Burrow has finished up, so we're most likely going to see a minor burrow over here on the fort base. 2 depots get taken out. Actually is lacking depots for supply as well. Ooh, we have a snaking infestor. It's going to get a fat fungal on top of this army. New fungler is about to show up here as well. Does get a connection. A couple of these ultras are taking a freaking beating though. Supplies still remain scarily close. As off creep. These ultras just aren't so strong. +3 carapace is about to finish up. So it's +3 attack, so that will stay largely the same. Double drop onto the high ground to deny mining on the 5th. New 5th is being taken over here. I mean, this base is just gonna fall. There's no 2 ways around it. Lynx moving in forward. With adrenal glands. With decent upgrades. It is 4 base versus 3 base. You have a lot of freaking mules available. Dude, had that fort not been killed, like if Cure just floated that base, he would be so far ahead right now. Like he'd be outmining his opponent. He'd be freaking banging rogue left, right, and center. So these marauders are going to move forward. No infestor nearby. That means that this is a free attempt at the life of the hatchery. It's not going to work, but it's fine. Do we have any infestors out? No. Okay, 1 infestor is about to pop. It's gonna be this guy. 3, 2, 1, 0. There you go. Good burrow. It's gonna make these drops a little bit more risky. Ling Ultra on the right side. Cure sets up a Liberator and a Planetary Morph. This is such a scouting link. Like the moment you see this as Cure, you should know there's another run by about to hit you straight in the face. Like, I'd be freaking afraid, man. I don't know what to tell you guys. Look at the timing sense as well. He's gonna probably just hit this. No, he's actually gonna just go straight for the base. He's like, I've killed this once before and you didn't lift. I'm gonna do it again. And he almost succeeds. That would have been so sad. We get some SCV repair over here as well. 12 SCVs end up falling. The Ultra's being pulled back. Will manage to survive. Rogue, 185 supply, 75 workers against 51 workers, but also 190 supply. Spire is on the way. Mine count is phenomenal. 17 mines, 24 Marauders against 8 Ultras and only 15 Banelings. I think this is the type of game where Rogue looks at it and says to himself, hey, I don't think I can win a direct fight into you. Can I? Look at his mine count. Look at his mine spread. How are you going to deal with that? The only thing that's really lacking is a serious medevac count. Like, we need more medevacs. And the fact that 60 supply is standing at home. Because you're so freaking afraid of run-bys. Which I'm not even going to blame him for. Like, absolutely, you should be scared. We're going to get one big fungal out here. Oh, maybe the splash almost kills the infestor. No, it won't. Okay. These guys will get pushed back through the Liberator zone. We have the Fungler in the back. Big Fungal connects with everything here. the same time, Ling run by into the third base, going to get a couple of SCVs. You get a major stim towards the left. This isn't enough to pick up, though. It's only 2 medevacs, so he's going to need to return back home. I love that Rogue doesn't even believe that this is really going to happen. He just continues like pushing into the planetary. Rogue is so good at decisive decision making. It is actually crazy. Playing against Rogue is so scary. Because he just knows what he wants. There's actually no Overseers here, which really sucks. Overseer is about to finish up, but I think we might get 1 or 2 more shots out of these mines. This guy could retarget, it will not. This thing is not going to reload, so it's fine. Corruptors here tried to do something. I'm not sure what they were trying to do. Maybe they achieved their goal, maybe they did. Maybe it was sniping a medevac, maybe it was killing a sensor tower by peeing on it. I don't know. Couple of mines in here. This guy's gonna get smacked. Ooh, Ultra in some trouble. It's an Ultra for a mine. It's not what we'd consider a good trade in the world of Zerg. And once again, by the way, hardly any casters in here. Like the occasional burrowed infestor, but this is an immovable army. You give this to any other Zerg, this is going to be terrible, but whenever Rogue controls these armies, he always finds ways to make stuff happen. Corruptors now moving in further forward. Gotta go for some snipes on Liberators if they're by themselves. Sadly, there's no Liberators by themselves anywhere. Corruptors gotta show up over here. We have a single fungal available. And it just moves with the army, by the way, which is hilarious to see. Corruptors are gonna move in. See if they can get anything done. 0 ghosts on the map. Pure Marauder defense. Here come the mine shots. Can he target down the Banes? Lots of clumps of Banes here are falling. Big Stim comes in. Planetary target fire is not here. Now we get some target fire potentially. Good split off of these Banes. We'll go into the SCV mineral line. 12 workers go down. At the same time, Corruptors cleared the orbital as well. A successful engagement here, in my mind, for Rogue. Cure is going to need to float the natural or the third base to his outside bases. He is building a new command center. I think Cure is starting to feel pretty all in this situation, and you know what? I think his feeling here is right, but against 5 Ultras in production, 2 more Infestors coming in as well, and 14 more Banes, I don't quite see how Cure is going to push anywhere. Do you guys remember when Rogue was practically dead over here with the 2 tanks, the 35 Marines, and all Rogue had was 8 Queens, 10 Lings, and 2 Banes? I remember. When the Ultras came out and life started looking a little bit more rosy. Here we go, another big attack. Very far forward with these Lings for no real reason. The Corruptors are chasing here as well. Good split off. Corruptors get pulled back. There's no Infestors with this. We get a Marauder flank killing the one Infestor that was here. Liberators are not really shooting anymore. The Ultras just ran past it. The ultimate trick. The ultimate counter to the Liberator. And Cure is going to tap out as Rogue wins game number 3. And as a result, we'll win this series.